All right, good. We're going to start off our toasts, and we're going to start off with the best man. He's going to come up, Sean Rocha.
Thank you. Before I begin addressing the new couple, I'd like to take an important moment and thank Joe and Annabelle Denez for your support and generosity and including all of us on this joyous occasion. We really do appreciate it, and thank you for doing such a wonderful job raising your daughter, who I'm proud to now call my sister as well. First, I'd like to address Kristen. One word, wow. Isn't she beautiful, ladies and gentlemen? She looks amazing. My goodness. And not only does she make a beautiful bride, but she's also kind and caring and smart and witty. And she's just a great person. And her and John proved that opposites really do attract. And I would like to be the first one to welcome her to our family. We love you, Kristen. Now for John. I really had a hard time deciding how I was going to approach the best man toast because people have done it many different ways, be it funny with humor or witty or inspirational poetry or marital advice. And most people here don't know me, but my family and friends will tell you that I'm a very quiet and serious person. So I wanted to do this with poetry. And the poem was written in 1985 by myself. Do you know what I'm talking about, John? And it's very simple. John the leprechaun went to school with no clothes on. Now that's just kind of a silly thing that I wrote, and the irony and the beauty of this is we lived in the house right back here, and Dad worked on this dairy, and John was starting school in Farmington, where he, out of his comfort zone, he didn't know all the kids there and everything, so it was kind of difficult. So that was my way of just breaking the ice and letting him know that everything would be okay, and just kind of razzing him. When he was in first grade, he was 7. Is that correct? I was in 8. Yes. And the reason why I tell you that poem, it just sounds kind of silly, but I tell you because it's not silly to me, because I left that summer for the Marine Corps. And about a year later, I had an accident, and I was told that I was being discharged, but not to go back active duty. I was being sent home. And that wasn't the plan. I really wanted out of Escalon, no offense to anybody, but I needed to get out of Escalon. And John and Kathy would write me all the time, and I got a card as I'm laying in the hospital, and it was from John. And that's the second poem. Do you remember that? Sean the leprechaun came home from the Marines with no clothes on. And that's just kind of funny and quirky, but the truth is, at that time, I needed someone there, and John was that person. So John, with that poem, also let me know that everything was going to be okay. And I came home to the little guy, and we've been brothers. It started a long time ago, and had so very little to do with our parents getting married. And I could do a more polished way of telling you that what I really feel is simple, is that John makes my life better just by being in it. I love him. And then last, for marital advice, instead of telling you both marital advice, I will simply show you marital advice, because that means more. John, you and Dad were so close, and you got to see how two people can mold a life and live their love story. And when you look out at Marcel and Connie Gonzalez, and Grandma and Grandpa Dismuke, Cecilia and Paul, and Joe and Faye Lyle, I was doing the math yesterday. You've got 171 years of marriage with those 3 couples. So if you can watch them, learn from them, you can watch their examples, live by their examples, and teach by example. And you guys can pass it on to John Paul as well, of what a husband, a father, and a man should really be. So may you both be as kind and forgiving to each other as God has been to you. And will you please raise your glasses with me? And out of respect, again, to the Danez and the Lyle family in Portuguese, faça ouvir uma vida longa a feliz de amor. And to the Petrucci family in Italian, potere lia vive una vita lunga a feliz de amore. And from all of us, may you live a long and happy life of love. Salute.
Excellent. Well done, Sean.